In the dynamic realm of global energy politics and digital exchanges, a single social media post can spark widespread debate and reveal underlying contradictions in international relations. On September 5, 2025, Peter Navarro, a key trade advisor to U.S. President Donald Trump and a vocal advocate for protectionist policies, posted a provocative thread on X, @RealPNavarro. He accused India of exploiting Russian oil purchases to profit while fueling Moscow's military campaign in Ukraine and undermining American jobs with high tariffs. However, X's community notes, a fact-checking feature championed by platform owner Elon Musk, delivered a sharp rebuttal, dismantling Navarro's assertions with evidence of U.S. inconsistencies in its own Russian trade. Navarro's subsequent tirade, blaming Musk for enabling propaganda, only amplified the incident, highlighting tensions between personal agendas, national priorities, and the power of crowdsourced truth. Set against the backdrop of U.S.-India frictions over Russian energy, this clash underscores how social media platforms like X have become critical arenas for exposing geopolitical double standards. On September 5, 2025, Navarro unleashed a thread on X, accusing India of becoming a major refining hub and financial conduit for Russia's oil, buying discounted crude, processing it, and reselling products globally while shielding Moscow from sanctions. He claimed India's pre-invasion Russian oil imports were nearly non-existent, actually 0.2 to 2%, and that the jump to over 30% was driven purely by greed, with profits funding Russia's war machine. Navarro tied this to U.S. job losses from India's tariffs and a $50 billion trade deficit, arguing American taxpayers fund Ukraine's defense while India indirectly supports the aggressor. His final post read verbatim, "Facts, India highest tariffs costs U.S. jobs. India buys Russian oil purely to profit/revenues feed Russia war machine. Ukrainians/Russians die. U.S. taxpayers shell out more. India can't handle truth/spins," accompanied by a link to a Washington Post piece on U.S.-India tensions. The post amassed over 868,000 views, igniting a flurry of responses from supporters and detractors. Navarro's claims align with Trump's strategy of wielding tariffs as diplomatic tools but ignore critical context. India's purchases adhere to the G7 price cap and do not breach sanctions, as acknowledged by U.S. officials earlier in the conflict. Additionally, while Navarro condemns India, the U.S. continues to import $624 million in Russian-enriched uranium in 2024 under exemptions, citing domestic nuclear fuel shortages. This selective enforcement has fueled accusations of U.S. double standards, as it benefits from refined Russian oil products through third countries like India. On September 6, 2025, X's community notes feature appended a precise correction to Navarro's post. The note clarified that India's Russian oil imports prioritize energy security over mere profit and comply with sanctions. It noted that India's pre-invasion imports were not zero, debunking Navarro's claim, and highlighted the U.S.'s own trade surplus with India in services, countering the deficit narrative. Most strikingly, it called out U.S. hypocrisy by pointing to its continued imports of Russian uranium and fertilizers, worth billions, which directly fund Moscow. Community notes, a cornerstone of Musk's vision for X since its 2022 introduction, relies on user-submitted corrections rated for accuracy, ensuring impartiality. Musk has praised it as making X the most trustworthy information source, a claim reinforced by this incident. The note gained traction, with Indian users and analysts flooding replies with data on U.S.-Russia trade. It garnered over 1.2 million views on Navarro's follow-up post, turning his attack into a public relations misstep. Incensed by the fact check, Navarro responded on September 6, "Wow. Elon Musk is letting propaganda into people's posts. That crap note below is just that. Crap. India buys Russia oil solely to profiteer. It didn't buy any before Russia invaded Ukraine. Indian government spin machine moving high tilt. Stop killing Ukrainians. Stop taking American jobs." This outburst reiterated debunked claims and directly called out Musk, escalating the dispute into a personal clash. The tension reflects deeper friction. In April 2025, Musk labeled Navarro a complete fool during a dispute over U.S. electric vehicle tariffs, where Navarro disparaged Tesla's manufacturing credentials. Musk's interest in India's market for Tesla contrasts with Navarro's protectionist stance. X users referenced these past exchanges, adding fuel to the digital firestorm. Indian media, including outlets like Times of India, branded Navarro's reaction a meltdown and his claims hypocritical, while officials reiterated India's commitment to energy security. This social media clash transcends individual disputes, revealing flaws in U.S. foreign policy. The community notes highlight of U.S. uranium imports, 25% sourced from Russia, underscored Washington's selective exemptions while pressuring allies. EU trade with Russia, valued at $77.9 billion in 2024, including gas funding much of Moscow's military, further weakens Western credibility. Hungarian diplomat Peter Szijjártó criticized EU double standards for indirectly buying Russian oil via India. For India, the incident strengthens its pursuit of strategic independence, fostering closer ties with Russia and China. Modi's 2025 Moscow visit amid tariffs signaled defiance, while Indian refiners plan increased Russian imports. Domestically, firms like Reliance have seen soaring profits from Russian crude, though tariffs threaten export sectors. Globally, the episode undermines U.S. moral authority, with developing nations viewing sanctions as selective tools. Russia's oil revenues stabilize despite caps, with export volumes rising. Musk's X, by enabling the fact-check, emerges as a geopolitical player, amplifying crowdsourced accountability. This incident demonstrates how digital platforms can challenge powerful narratives, reshaping perceptions in a multipolar world. Navarro's X post, meant to galvanize support for U.S. tariffs, instead met a powerful rebuttal through Musk's community notes, exposing inconsistencies in America's energy trade policies. This episode illustrates the transformative role of social media in holding influential figures accountable, highlighting how unchecked claims can unravel in the face of collective scrutiny. As geopolitical tensions persist, this clash serves as a reminder that in the era of instant information, truth can swiftly counter rhetoric, influencing alliances and global narratives. Stay ahead in geopolitics. Subscribe now to GeoPulse Insider and never miss a global shift.